because I got sick, I decided to talk to a lot of my family members recently. One of my uncle is addicted to cigarettes, right? But one of my uncle is addicted to cigarettes, and he recently found out this other brand. I don't remember the brand, but his friend bought it abroad, brought it back to Indo, gave it to him, and he's like, "Oh, these cigarettes are so good because they're from like abroad. It's like imported cigarettes that cost like an arm and a leg. So then I could lose another arm and a leg. I don't know. It's nuts. Expensive." And then I kept sending him the 200 cigarettes meme, and he doesn't understand because he's old. But he doesn't get it. And let me show you the... It's this video.
It's most pleasing.
Yes. Dr. Finn says it is the result of... What are you doing?
I was curious to taste it.
It is not food. Dr. Finn said the tip is to be ignited and the smoke inhaled.
The sensation is wonderful.
I have never experienced such a flavor.
I feel as if I have been standing my entire life and I just sat down. The tingles. Do you feel them?
I do.
I
We
do.
must have more.
500 cigarettes.
It's that. I know.
Offend my
It's
beloved.
this. It's literally just... I keep sending my uncle this video.
500 cigarettes.
I keep sending it, and he's just like, "Apa artinya ini?" He's like, "What does this mean? What does this..." And I keep sending him 500 cigarettes. He's like, "What does this mean? What does this mean? Ha 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 ha. What does this mean?" Because he keeps talking about his over-fucking priced imported cigarettes. I don't get it. I don't understand. Oh, you know what that reminded me of? Juuls. Holy shit. Do you guys remember the time where Juuls were a thing and everyone is just talking about fucking juuling? Or like, is it called Juuls, right? It's like this USB. It's a fucking USB. Yeah. I don't know what happened to it. Thank God. I hope it's gone. But I remember the first time Juuls became a trend, quote unquote, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, I got a Juul," or whatever the fuck, right? Aren't they banned? Good. But I remember that shit was so overpriced. What the fuck is a Juul? You're so giga-based. So a Juul is basically a vape pen, shaped like a USB, but very overpriced. And instead of like refilling it like a normal vape, you have to kind of like destroy the environment by throwing it away and buying a new one that cost the same. And no joke, they cost around 50 fucking bucks. Yeah, you buy like, what is it called? Pods? I don't know. I never got into it, but you spend like 50 bucks to get the Juul. The pod costs like what? Like 20? It's so expensive. It's so ridiculously expensive. In my country, you know, again, smoking is bad, don't smoke. But in my country, a cigarette costs like $2. You're like, God, make destructive addictions of no. But in my country, right, normal cigarettes cost like $2 to $3. Juuls costing 50 fucking bucks was like shocking to me. And I had some friends that were like, "Oh my God, Michi, you should try juuling. Because like, it's so much better for your health to juul." I remember that. I had a friend that was like, "It's actually healthier to juul compared to smoking." And I sat there. I will say though, in all defense, at that time, I was working in a fashion firm, and I've been very open about this. When I was working in fashion, yes, I was a social smoker. I wasn't like an addicted smoker, but I smoke socially because it's easy, and I cave into peer pressure very fast. So at that time, yes, I do partake in smoking every now and then. So one of my friends like, "Oh my God, you should juul." Because it's like so much healthier than smoking. First of all, I smoke because my clients offered me a cigarette and I can't turn it down. That's number uno. Number dos is it's because it's offered to me. You don't see me go outside, spend my own money, and buy my own pack of cigarettes. Now, do you? I have a lighter because it's customer service, you know? Like, when my clients want to smoke and they don't have a lighter, I have a lighter. Listen, chat. I will always defend this to my death, alright? Smoking is bad for you, yes, but at that time, I was broke. And I was working for a firm In fashion, just say no. I will say this. Is it bad? Yes. But do I regret doing what I did? Absolutely fucking not.
For the 13
you know what, chat? I did not have the privilege of saying no. The clients that I want to work with, they smoke, right? And they go outside and they're like, oh, I'm gonna go on a smoke break. And you know when you actually get to talk to these clients like people? Smoke breaks. That's when you talk to them. Because like when you're in like a business meeting, no one's really open. You know what I mean? Like no one's actually seeing you as someone to talk to. It's kind of like business talk. But the moment they're smoking outside, you know, they take out a cigarette, you take out your lighter, you light up the cigarette. They're like, oh, thank you. They offer one to you. You take one and you're like, so how's the business? How's work? How's blah, 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 blah. And then they start talking. And I'm telling you, man, that shit secured a lot of the clientele I had. It is just what it is. And in fashion, everyone fucking smokes. It's kind of hard to dodge it. At that point, it's either I die from secondhand smoking or from double the speed by doing it myself too. Whichever gets me the most money. I was desperate and I was broke and I was desperate. Ow. But the moment I don't have to do it, I don't. And now I'm breathing the beautiful air of Indonesia. Wow. Which basically means I'm inhaling secondhand smoke anyway. Bro, I still, till this day, people are like, smoking is bad for you. Bro, I live in Indo, brother. You open your window, that's the same thing. That's 500 cigarettes right outside. So like, get out of here. I'm just gonna... Whatever. But back then, I did socially smoke. And my friend was like, I should get a Juul. And it's $50 fucking. You know what I could do with $50 fucking? Eat. Eat for like a week. Suck my balls. Yeah, bitch. And they were like, oh my god, juuling. I'm like, nicotine feels so good. And I love juuling. And I love spending $150 a week to feed my nicotine addiction. You know what we have? Kretek. Oh, in Indonesia, we have this thing called a kretek. Very good. It is very bad. No. Yeah, you're right. That is good for beating me up. It is not good for you, but it's like... A kretek is you buy one cigarette. It's not like a pack. You buy one stick. And usually, they roll it for you. So it's like rolled cigarettes. And you get one stick. And that shit hits you like a truck. You know what I mean? Like if you want... to vomit,
I can't judge
boom.
You. Only be happy that you stopped completely. I still occasionally have a cigar with my dad and brother-in-law, when I used to have 1 to 3 cigars a day while working at a cigar store over 5 years ago.
Yeah, I always think when people are like, oh, smoking is bad, period. If you smoke, you're a bad person, blah, blah, blah. I don't like the smell of cigarettes. I really don't. I think smoking, especially after you wash your hair, God, that is hell. But back then, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do for work. So I'll take it. I'm not gonna judge it. At least I didn't have to drink. That was good. I had friends that had to smoke and drink. So I'm glad that I kind of stopped at the smoking. And for the drinking, I could kind of get away with it. Because I had to be like, oh, you know, I haven't eaten and I'm quite small. So I can't hold my drink. Haha, I don't want to embarrass you. Haha, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, corporate pressure, man. I don't know whether this is like an Indo thing or it's an everywhere thing, but corporate pressure here is wild. Like the pressure to conform to whatever your clients want you to be is so intense that when people are like, just say no, you don't understand. Like, I can draw the line, but it's so intense, you can't really say no. Like, especially if it's like your boss or a higher up client or a client your boss really wants or someone that is close to your boss. If it's related to your boss, you literally cannot say no. Yeah. Mad corpa. Yeah. But every time I'm meeting with clients for work, it's always have a drink. Right? Same. I remember for me, it was like, you meet clients and they're like, oh, is it okay if I smoke? And I'm like, yes, of course. And then I whip out like a lighter. At one point, ooh, this is one thing. As a girl, it's nicer if you had a lighter. But my male colleagues had Zippo. Like the Zippo lighter click things. The one that go click. I always thought that was cooler, but I don't think it fits my vibe. And it's very fucking expensive. So I'm just gonna stick to my lighter. It saves you. It's like when I go to a client meeting, the top 3 things you need, aside from the brief, is a pen, a lighter, and a spare USB. Those three things always come in handy. Very handy. For me at that time, at least. So, yeah. And prepare a pack of smokes. I didn't have to do that. And also, the clients that do smoke have a very specific taste, I noticed. So, I usually just let them have their own. Or if they want, I will buy it for them. But I'm not gonna get in prepared because I don't know what they like. They're weird. In my opinion, all cigarettes kind of taste the same. They look the same. So I don't really know the difference. But I know some people are like, oh, this brand is better than this brand. It's like, they taste like gas. You're inhaling gas.
Cheer 300 in the States. I grew up on programs like DARE, Drug Abuse Resistance Education, which teaches you to resist peer pressure like that. So the idea of having to accept being pressured into smoking is very foreign.
They don't... Okay, people like to think being pressured, it's like, just have one. Come on, just have one. Please, just... That's not what I'm talking about. The pressure I'm talking about is if, let's say someone offers, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go on a smoke break. And then your colleague went to go smoking with them. And you didn't. And then when they come back, suddenly, they're closer. You know what I mean? It's like suddenly, out of nowhere, your colleague starts having like insider jokes. They get the deal. They, like, if anything happens, they are the first person the client contacts. There. That is the pressure. It's not people... When people say pressure, they think it's like, oh, come on, have one cigarette. Have one cigarette. That is easy. That's baby play. Just say no. That is easy play. The hard play is when you see everyone else that smokes, that works just as hard, or maybe even less harder than you, get the deal because they participate in smoking. And then now you're like, ah, fuck. I wanted that deal. So then you do it. That is the hard part.
Quick story you reminded. My grandpa was a chain smoker. 1 full box daily.
Ooh.
But only cause he liked the thing. Start yapping and forgot about it till the thing consumed itself.
Oh my god.
Hen you clean.
My granddad, bless his soul, I love him to bits. But my granddad used to be a very, like, he's addicted to cigarettes. At one point, he just got out of the hospital, instantly started smoking. And he got into the hospital because his lungs were already bad and he just continued smoking. Bro would smoke like 3 packs a day. No joke. Like, not even while talking. Like, he would drink this, like, pitch black coffee. Smoke. Like, he's just... Chop, 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 chop. And then, like, pitch black ass coffee. Just drink. Chop, 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 chop. Even when he's sick, he's like, I can't sit down. Give me a cigarette. He's nuts. He's absolutely nuts. So, I don't know. But I still remember to this day, man. Juuls are so overpriced. And I told everyone Juuls are shit. You know? If you want to get a nicotine addiction, don't. Why? I will say, I wasn't, like, smoking privately. I was just a social smoker. Even then, I still felt the withdrawals. I still did. At one point, I had to work for like a couple of months with multiple clients. Good side is I got more money and I'm very grateful for it. But bad side was I had to smoke basically once every 2 days. So I actually got bad withdrawals afterwards. And I remembered, like, I was in the office and I was like, oh my god. I feel like my body feels quite cold. Like, my fingers feel quite cold, and I'm, like, sweating a little bit more, and I'm not really sure what's going on. And, like, I feel like I'm antsy. I still remembered that, and I was like, Jesus Christ. I don't want to do this forever, man. This shit's crazy. It was either that I should just go back to smoking, or I should stop working. And then, I became a VTuber. You know how many VTubers I know that are like, I used to be a doctor. And I used to be a surgeon. I have a master, bachelorette, PhD degree. And did all of this successful stuff. And then I became a VTuber. I used to be a social smoker. I dropped out of high school and worked in fashion and used to be a social smoker. Thank God I'm a VTuber now. Don't sell yourself short. No joke, that is my life story. My life story was I was an overworked, social smoking, low-key underpaid employee. And then I became a VTuber. So, kind of crazy. And I'm very, very, very grateful to be a VTuber, chat. I love fashion, but not as a job. Every time I meet someone that's like, oh, I want to work in the fashion industry one day, and they look at me with like, you know, those like big gleamy eyes. They're like telling me they want to work in the fashion industry with so much hope and excitement and love. And I have to look back at them and nod. It's like, ugh. You know, it's like when a child is like, Mommy, I want to jump off a cliff. And you can't really say no. You're just like looking at them. You're like, oh, do you really? And they're like, yes, Mommy, I want to do that. But you know that they shouldn't. That's how I feel every time someone's like, I want to join the fashion industry. Ow! A wild metaphor. I will say, fashion is beautiful. The industry is something else.